Great.
Hi guys, welcome on the MAC Show 2025. It's the last day today already, Saturday, and for me personally, it was one of the best shows this year I had for buying. It was much better than the SOS show, which is slightly bigger, but I bought an amazing ton of stuff, very special items, some for my own collection, some for the shop of course. I'll make sure to show of course lots of those items when I get back home, so we can have a detailed description about it. But it was really amazing. I was happy to meet a lot of people here. Also a very important question, we still ship to America. I had lots of people asking me if I still ship to America with all the import problems, but that is not a problem. We can still ship. We have a good relationship with FedEx and UPS, so that's not a problem. Furthermore, what can I say? The weather is great outside and it's almost done, so I'm looking forward actually to get out of the hall and enjoy the rest of the weekend here. But I'll make sure to show the nice stuff to you a bit later in the video.
Items being presented in the YouTube video will be offered for sale on the website in the future. They are not for sale prior to this. Correspondence about buying items shown in the video will not be answered. Like this, everyone gets a fair chance of buying and we keep the website updated with interesting items.
Hello guys, so we made it back safely from the MAC show in the United States, and I promised you before I will show some of the highlights I got. As I said before, I bought tons of nice stuff. For me Personally, it was one of the better America travels I had in the last couple of years. Sometimes you have to be lucky and be first at that certain table, and I happened to be lucky a couple of times, so I was able to find a lot of nice new items for the website. If I would make a video of all the items I found, I would have been talking for a couple of hours, but I made a nice selection of the premium quality items I got there at the show. Some, of course, for my own collection, but of course I'll try to sell a lot of them as well. I will start with very special and maybe the best item I got at the show. It was the first item I actually bought when I just walked in the show, and it is actually this beautiful ultra rare Waffen-SS summer jacket. So you often see these jackets in the classic dot pattern, but this is actually what we call the first pattern, M44 summer jacket in HBT, not in the dot or P pattern, but in the Oakleaf pattern. So this is actually overstock they had from the smocks they made in HBT, and they made these M44 tunics from them. Only a handful are known in the world, and all of the examples that are known are actually also in worn condition, just like this one. It has a small a hole on the pocket here, as you can see, but that's the only damage it actually has. It's super nice that it still has the original applied eagle, and you will see this is also late war production. They even missed the eagle, they just stitched behind it, so it's a bit loose on the edge, but it's original applied. And then you will see when you open it up, it actually has the green colored camouflage on the inside. It was never meant to turn it inside down, but you just made it like this with the overstock from the smocks, who were reversible, but this is not actually reversible because it has the lining inside. And you will see here as well, the liner is maker marked by the Ravensbrück concentration camp cloth manufactory. So this tunic was made in a concentration camp. It has a 96 size chest, which is a very good mannequin size, and yeah, it's a beautiful jacket, light worn condition. And the person who sold it to me actually said it came directly from a veteran who gave it to him, of the son of the veteran who gave it to him. Of course, I say before, never buy the story. I didn't buy the story. I bought an awesome jacket, and the story came for free. But it actually came from a veteran's household. So and this is the back side. It's beautiful and extremely, extremely rare. If you're an SS camouflage collector, you will love to see this as typical for SS cloth as well. It only has two holes for the belt support hooks, not three, like the Wehrmacht uniforms. So yes, it's not going to get better than this, but I'll try to keep it up a little bit. Then here is a super nice Fallschirmjäger smock. Not the regular, not the splittertarn who we often see, but the more desirable splittertarn version. This was the smock that was often seen on wartime pictures as well, from 1940 until 1944 or 45. In this camouflage pattern, was worn in several epic battles, of course, and especially when you look at pictures in Normandy in 1944, you see a lot of the troops wearing this particular smock. The nice thing about Fallschirmjäger smocks is, of course, if they have the original eagle applied. In this case, of course, the eagle is original applied. It's a typical smock type eagle, and it's zigzag applied on the jacket. All the original zippers are still intact, and it's actually very light worn. It doesn't have any major damages, and you can see inside here it has a faded RBN manufacturing mark, but you will see the condition of the smock is very good. Also the buttons, the snap buttons, are not rusty at all. All the typical dish buttons are present as well. And this is just a beautiful, very light worn Fallschirmjäger smock. and you will see it still has the flare gun pocket intact as well. And typical for German clothing as well is you can see that these small parts here and then here as well are made from a slightly different material, because those were remains they had in the factory from other pieces of cloth that then they used for the small parts to finish them off. I believe you can see this here as well on the collar, and these pieces as well are made from the slightly darker pieces of cloth, but of course they used what they had in the factory, and they used it until all the material was used. So yeah, beautiful Fallschirmjäger smock. Now another extremely rare item, also a Fallschirmjäger smock, but something special. So here we have, I will put it maybe next to the other one, a Fallschirmjäger smock, but you will see the colors are different. So this is splittertarn, this we call reverse splittertarn. So actually these are Sumpftarn or swamp water pattern colors, but the pattern is still splittertarn. So you will see this hooky pattern, splittertarn pattern. It is actually the first time in my life I've encountered a smock in this color. So you often see them in splittertarn, more often see them in Sumpftarn, but you never see them in reversed splittertarn. So extremely rare smock. The only thing here, as I said before, the original eagle was removed, and someone just pinned another eagle on it. So I might take this off when I sell it, because it's not actually. But you can see the original eagle was once there. One zipper here is gone, and they actually stitched this. It must have been a wartime job, I believe. All other zippers are still intact. So here, original zipper, but the color of this smock is very unique, and you will see here the original liner present, and then the typical RBN marking dated 1944. So if you collect camouflage variants, this, and of course this, is unique. I'm pretty sure I will never have two of these in my life again. So super nice and rare camouflage uniforms. Yeah, I also got some bandoliers for the Fallschirmjägers. So a splittertarn bandolier, nothing super special, but original one, nicely marked with the RBN number here. And then we have a blue one here, which is more desirable, early blue one. Nice thing as well, you can see they used different type of materials as well. Here, darker and light blue. And you see the different shades of blue, and dated 1940 over there. And then a very nice jacket coming up. So here we have a early pattern Fliegerbluse or flight blues, the standard combat Luftwaffe uniform. It's an early one, so it doesn't have the pockets yet. It's a very early example, and it's, of course, early examples always have the yellow tress around the collar. This was removed later in later stages of the war. Then the silver tress is, of course, because it's an Unteroffizier, NCO rank. It has a hand-applied eagle. These jackets often still have hand-applied eagle and not machine-applied eagle. And here we have a very nice Luftwaffe flight badge, a Flugzeugführerabzeichen, hand-applied because it's for a pilot. Small mod holes, little mod holes, here, and here, but furthermore, excellent condition for being such an early jacket. But when we open it up, it gets really interesting. So typical, of course, this has only a partial lining. It's typical for these early jackets. But then, here we go. We can see here the date 1937. But then here we see the manufacturer of the jacket, which is the famous company of Hugo Boss. So jackets made by this company are super desirable. It's only the second jacket I've seen in my career made from Hugo Boss. As we know, Hugo Boss was the designer of many German uniforms, but they also had a small factory producing combat uniforms for the Germans. And of course, I even get goosebumps when I see this. When I saw this at the show, and I saw it was made from Hugo Boss, and the seller didn't, so that was even better for me, of course. And then such a nice jacket, yeah, unbelievable. And then even better is it's actually a unit marked as well here. We can see here Kampfgeschwader 157, so it's actually a flight unit, a fighter unit, so yeah, it even makes it better. So this is one of a kind jacket made by Hugo Boss. This is not very unique, but I still like to show it because this is actually a jacket that literally came from the front like this. It also came directly from the veteran, they told me. Well, again, never buy the story, but the jacket was beautiful. And if you look a bit closely, this jacket is really untouched. We can see here the original applied breast eagle, and this was, as it should be, a bit these late jackets, applied before they put on the lining. And then you can see here the stitching of the liner just goes through the eagle. So yeah, it's 100% original applied, of course. Same goes for the collar tabs. Super nice, applied in the same kind of thread as the uniform was constructed. And then even look at these shoulder boards. They never ever left the tunic. They're late war M44 boards, heavily worn. You see this? But original on the tunic. We will of course leave them on there as well here. Original M44 board, and then of course you have this typical wear on the collar. Small repairs here, combat repairs. I see another repair here, combat repair. And then here it's the rank, the chevron. You can see as well this has been upgraded. So it used to be just a Gefreiter. Then this was hand applied to Obergefreiter, and then they even put the star on with sewing separately for a Stabsgefreiter. So yeah, that's quite nice to see these typical combat features. It has a little bit of damage here and there, but it's a 100% untouched combat jacket, and the liner is still nicely intact. It's not been shortened, and here we have the size marking and the date. I believe it says 1944. So yeah, just a beautiful untouched combat jacket, even with the original shoulder board still intact. The last piece of cloth is a nice SS winter parka. Oh, there goes my chair. Just a second. Oops. So these used to be fairly common, but they're getting rarer and rarer to find, especially in this very good condition. You will see the fur inside is just beautiful condition, very soft and beautiful condition. This was typical for SS units made by captured Italian camouflage. This is Italian cloth that actually was reissued by the Germans for SS troops. The rare thing with these smocks is actually this drawstring here that's still intact. This is the same kind of string they used on the SS smocks. So the tarnjakkes, and of course this is the same. This little piece of string sell for, I don't know, a few €100 per piece. So it's still there. Most of people tear them out and sell them separately, but it's nice that this is still complete like this. So beautiful big size camouflage winter parka. I will just put this a bit here. And now some helmets. Of course, helmets is my favorite kind of thing next to uniforms. So let's start with something normal, but this is just a super nice Luftwaffe helmet. Very crispy decal, in super good condition, just light worn piece, a liner complete with drawstring. It's made by EF. And you will see it has the typical EF design eagle, and it's slightly toned yellow. This is normal, of course, for the decals because the lacquer discolors a bit over time. Next helmet. Oh, here we have a beautiful SS helmet. Also has a nice lacquer on top of that decal. That's why it's still so shiny. It's a typical, you can see it, ET pattern decal. Of course, the helmet is made by CKL, which is of course ET, Eisenhüttenwerke Thale. And of course, I checked the lot number as well in database. It's a perfect match as a single decal SS M42 helmet. Liner is original to the helmet, and just very honest M42 SS helmet. Then here we have a beautiful concrete three-tone camouflage helmet. So it was actually covered in a sort of a concrete thick layer of camouflage paint, and then it was the helmet was actually covered in three tones: green, red, and brown, and 10 color dots all over with a very thick structured layer of paint. It's an M35 helmet, early M35 helmet. So I assume this was once was a double decal helmet, but the decals are still hidden under the paint. Here you can see a bit of this structured paint where the camouflage paint has actually fallen off, and then very underneath you will see the apple green paint of the M35 helmet and the damages. But a beautiful complete helmet. Look at the inside, a very early inside with the single band aluminum liner, and typical for these aluminum single band liners is this crack here. That's why they actually made a reinforced aluminum liner from 1938, because most of these liners were not strong enough and they cracked here. And then also typical for the early liners, I don't know if you could catch it on camera, is this pressed stamp, size stamp here above my finger. In the liner. That's a very early liner size marking in the liner. Original drawstring still present, and the original early chin strap with the aluminum buckle also present. And let me see, the stamps are faded. And here we can see also a name of a soldier, but it's very hard to read. But an untouched camouflage helmet, very early M35 helmet, I believe. It's dated 1935, super early helmet. So yeah, just beautiful. Must have survived the whole war like this, and look at that chunky camouflage on there. Here's another beautiful camouflage helmet. This is what we call a typical Normandy camouflage helmet in this tan, very bright tan colored red, brown and green colored helmet. This helmet used to be a tropical helmet, tropical camouflage helmet with bright tan paint. You can still see it as well here under the camouflage paint. And then in the later stages of war it was camouflaged in three tones again, having this nice pattern. And if you look very closely here above my finger, you will see the ghost of a Luftwaffe decal actually still under the paint, peeking under the paint. So here we see all these cracks of the Luftwaffe decal. Yeah. And then the inside is of course a blue helmet because it's a Luftwaffe helmet. The liner, typical for helmets from America, very dry because of the climate there, but just a beautiful Normandy three-tone camouflage helmet. I have 3 helmets to go. So this was actually something very special. Not a German helmet, but a Japanese helmet. Not a super expert in Japanese, but I do know one thing, that Navy Japanese helmets are very rare to find, and they're often faked as well, but you will immediately see this is the real thing. Original naval badge on the front, and if you look very closely you can still see the nice outline of the insignia. It has never been tampered with, original placed, and it has a green color instead of the brownish color the army had. These are actually the helmets of the Japanese Marines that actually landed on the small landing crafts on the beaches. So very wanted piece, and especially in this condition, you will see the liner is perfect. The chin straps are present. All the 3 flaps are still there and intact. This is, was a very beautiful helmet. I got at a very good price. That's why I bought it, of course. But not a German helmet, but a very nice, well-preserved Japanese naval helmet. Then here we have super nice M35, early M35 helmet that was actually a camouflage with a thick, rough kind of paint mixed with, I believe, sawdust or stones, or mixed with a very structural thing in the paint, and it covers the tricolor shield. You can still see a bit of the ghost underneath, and the decal, the army decal, was nicely painted around, as you can see. So actually, this helmet I showed before was actually like this in this paint, and then they sprayed over in camouflage colors again. So this was double camouflaged, and this is a typical, what I would say, 1940 camouflage, as they had to remove the tricolor shield, but many troops just painted over their helmet in a structural paint, leaving the decal open, and you see many of these helmets during the invasion of Belgium, France, just like this, painted like this. And then the inside, of course, still has the early, like the other one, single band aluminum liner, so a very early liner, and it still has the glossy green, apple green look on the inside, so perfectly untouched helmet. Original early chin strap as well, and then maker marked here, NS size 66, so quite a big helmet as well. So just a beautiful early helmet. This one is dated 1937, just 1 year before they switched to reinforced aluminum liners. But yeah, beautiful helmet, and hard to find them with the camouflage paint so nicely intact. And then I was, last but not least, a helmet that will definitely stay in my own collection. It was, for me, the best helmet I got at the show. Here we go. So it's an M42 helmet. Was actually started as a Luftwaffe helmet, so we can still see under the paint here the original Luftwaffe decal, and was then reissued by the NSKK, and they even made it better. They made a double decal out of it, so it's very hard to find an NSKK helmet, and then it still has the double decals on both sides. So they actually covered the blue helmet in green paint and then put 2 decals on each side of the helmet. I honestly believe that this is the best preserved NSKK helmet in the world. This one was published in a helmet book several years ago, and it's quite a known helmet in the helmet collector world. But it turned out for sale at one of the tables of a dealer, and I saw it and I was, of course, immediately in love, having such a rare helmet in my collection. This beats any Fallschirmjäger or SS helmet, because it's ultra rare to find it, especially with both decals in such great shape. And I mean the inside as well, beautiful condition. Also painted green on the inside rim, but if you look in the dome of the helmet, it still has the Luftwaffe blue color over there. So yeah, this is beautiful and will stay with me, of course. So these were a bit of the highlights I got at the Mac show. Of course, I have lots of other normal single decal helmets, equipment, insignia, badges, etc. But you will see that in the next coming weeks on the website. As usual, everything or most of the stuff here will be for sale in the future on the website. Please do not ask me in advance, because I won't answer your questions about selling items before they are on the website. So please wait until they're on the website, then everybody has a fair chance of buying them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new, and you can always have some comments and feedback on the YouTube channel. I will make sure to write a reply on that. So thanks again for watching, and I'll be back with the next video, hopefully for the CNES show, who's coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks from now, at the end of October. So thanks again, and see you for the next video.